back to the channel on the college process. Once again, I'm Ed from Principia Prep, and today we're going to be going over ringing in the holiday season with local and private scholarships. Now, before we start though, if you are new to the channel and are looking for additional college content, please hit the subscription button down below. It will notify you when new videos do come out. As well as if you do enjoy today's video, please leave us a like. It does help the channel. In addition to that, just want to remind the senior class of 21-22 academic year that if you are looking for additional scholarship help, we also do have, of course, the James Russo Memorial Scholarship. To be eligible for the James Russo Memorial Scholarship, very simple. Down below in the description is the link to the scholarship to explain to you guys how to apply for it. In addition to that, if you are looking to help out, in the description down below as well to help our organization, we do have the Venmo as well as the Buy Us a Coffee link down below in the description as well if you want to help out the channel. And now that being said, let's jump right into today's video, ringing in the holiday season with local and private scholarships. Now, for many students, holiday breaks are going to be starting up in another week or two. So at this point in time, all the applications should have already gone in. If they haven't, you really should be focusing in on getting your applications in for early action, early decision, or as well as, of course, the regular decision and rolling process. And of course, in about another week or so, we're going to start hearing back from the early action and early decision. In addition to that, if you are looking to still apply to colleges, I would suggest getting everything in before the holiday break, before December 20th. Even if stuff's due in February or March, I would not be waiting because, of course, this year it does look like it's going to be the most competitive year ever across the board when it comes to applications for admissions. So your goal really, if you're looking to do regular or rolling, is to get everything in as soon as possible. And of course, with the holiday breaks coming in about another week or two for many students and many families watching the videos here today, you really should be focusing most of your attention now on setting up and starting the local scholarships as well as the private scholarships online. And for those who are new to the scholarship process, it's basically three different levels of scholarships, which you can see here. You have the college scholarships, which are automatically given to your student once they apply. Typically, there's not much work that needs to be done here. They're going to automatically evaluate your student, obviously, for acceptance as well as for scholarship consideration based on their extracurricular activities, GPA, test scores, so on and so forth. But if you're unsure about the school's scholarship process or the scholarship policy, once again, you want to make sure to call their admissions office and ask them, is there any more paperwork you guys need from us for scholarship consideration? There are some schools, it doesn't happen often, but there are some, that will ask for additional paperwork or essays or even an interview to be put in place to be able to be scholarship eligible. Schools like Vanderbilt as well as Villanova do require additional paperwork for you to be considered for scholarship eligibility. So obviously check with your admissions office if you're not sure of their policies, but thankfully many of your schools you guys are applying to will automatically make you eligible for scholarships based on just the stuff you've already sent in through the admissions process. And of course, the second level of scholarship money is the local scholarship. Now, for local scholarships available for your students, the easiest way to figure out the local scholarships is to go to the guidance office. Typically around this time frame, the guidance office is putting together all the local scholarships for you guys. Now, the local scholarships will incorporate pretty much everything locally for you guys, like the PTA, the PTO, the Elks Club, the local realtor, etc. All these things are going to be put together and typically put into a list format. Now, when you contact the guidance office and ask them about the local scholarships, most of the time they're going to tell you to see online, which is actually a big benefit on your high school website. In some cases, if you need to, if you want, you can even ask the guidance office to send you or email you a copy of the entire list in basically a PDF format as well. Now, the local scholarships are the best route for you guys to be looking at because right off the bat, the local scholarships have almost no competition. It's a very low amount of students applying for the local scholarships because it's typically just the students at your high school that are competing for these scholarship funds. As well as the interesting thing is most of the scholarships are being put together right now since most of them are awarded typically in April and May, right before the student graduates. So the applications should be available right now or within the next week or two. So contacting your guidance office and getting that list and getting yourself ready to start working on these applications is a key thing to think about when you're looking at your holiday break. Because during the holiday break, what you really need to do is between that, let's say December 20th time frame to around January 3rd or 4th before your student goes back to school, that 2 or 3 week window for high school seniors really should be the time you're looking to focus on the local scholarships as well as the private scholarship money. The online stuff, which I'll talk about in a moment. Also, in addition to that, a quick little asterisk here, if your student's going off to a private high school, one thing you want to make sure to do is contact your school's local high school where you live as well. In a weird way, going to a private high school allows a student to essentially be able to double dip, let's call it. Because you can look to apply for scholarships for your private high school as well as a local high school where you guys reside. So for those attending private school, I would be looking to get the list from both high schools and start applying for those scholarships as much as possible. Now, in my 24 years of doing this, I typically see that most local scholarships are typically handed out to the same 4, 5, or 6 students because most people don't apply to these things. So the competition level is very small. This is why you want to make sure to focus in on these, because these scholarships will add up. A lot of people think, well, the scholarship's only $250 or $500. It's not really worth my time. But the reality is, it is worth your time because of the fact that most local scholarships will ask for typically a 1 or 2 page application to be sent in, as well as a student writing an essay. Now you might be thinking, well, if I have to write an essay, it might not be worth it for such a low amount of scholarship money. But the reality is, it is worth it because of the fact that most of the applications for the local scholarships all ask you the same questions, such as, why are you going off to college? Or why are you starting your major? All questions that your students would have already answered, to be honest with you. Through most of the supplemental questions, they would have already answered for the applications for admissions. So most of the essays are already done. And once again, like I said before, most of the scholarship nights that I attend every year in May and June, typically I see the same 4, 5, or 6 kids win everything. Reason being is nobody else applies. The competition is very low. So if you can add up, let's say 4 or 5 different local scholarships, you can easily get to that $1,500, $2,000, maybe $3,000 of scholarship money right off the bat before you even start college. And also a big benefit of local scholarships is typically they provide the check directly to the student. So obviously if you understand how financial aid works, that's a big benefit. So obviously getting those lists now and getting ready to do the scholarships over the break is something you should be thinking about. And then of course the third level of scholarships is the private level, or the online scholarships essentially. Now when it comes to online scholarships, here are the ones I like the most as far as the ones you can go on, create an account and fill out a whole bunch of applications for scholarships eligible for your student. Now these guys right here are all free. There's no charge for you to apply for scholarships on these websites. Typically I tell parents all the time, if you're looking to do scholarships, especially the online stuff, you want to be looking for websites that don't charge you a fee. Now one thing to kind of consider right off the bat, good, bad, or indifferent though, the private scholarships will be a lot of competition. Because you have to remember, local scholarships, you're only competing with your local high school against those students, so not that much competition. Now when you're looking at the Coca-Cola scholarship, the duct tape scholarship, and a few others out there, the reality is you're competing against thousands and thousands, in some cases tens of thousands of students for these scholarship funds, so it's a lot more competitive. But of course, since you're going into the winter break, since you do have that 2 or 3 week time frame, this is the time where students can sit down. If you want to, take a day or 2 off, relax. You can obviously have Christmas off, obviously have New Year's off, but you still have plenty of time here. You still have a lot of days available to work on these scholarships, both the local scholarships and the online private scholarships. And with all that being said, if you have any comments and any questions about scholarships of any kind or any financial aid or admissions questions whatsoever, just leave them down below in the comment section. I will answer any questions you guys have, as well as if you are looking for additional videos and additional content on the college process, please hit the subscription button down below. It will notify you when new videos do come out. As well as if you do enjoy today's video, please leave us a like. It does help the channel. As well as, once again, I want to remind everyone, we do have the James Russo Memorial Scholarship running for this year's senior class, 21-22 senior class. If you want to be eligible, once again, just down in the description is the link. As well as if you want to help support the channel, we do have in the link down below for our organization, the Venmo, as well as our Buy Us a Coffee if you want to help support the channel. And all of that being said, on the screen right now is our contact information. If you need any help with the financial aid process or the admissions process at all, just shoot us a call. That's actually my cell phone number on the screen here. Easiest way to get a hold of me is send me a text message, or you can even just send us an email as well. Other than that, thank you for watching today's video. Once again, I'm Ed from Principia Prep.